Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew Rodman here with Western Marketing. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to learn a little bit about Manhattan Life and their robust suite of products that's here. We have Kemp Cole with Manhattan Life to be able to go through a little bit of the presentation. We're gonna kind of hop around and do a little bit different kind of a webinar today, showing you a couple different documents, a couple of products that we want to highlight, and then hop right into the portal and show you guys just how easy it is to be able to kind of quote these products and have them available at your fingertips, and to be able to offer multiple different products to your clients. So before we get started, if I can just have somebody in the chat to say yes, you can hear us and you can see our screen, I'd appreciate that. And if you guys do have questions in the meantime, you can go ahead and type them in that chat box, and we'll either answer them as we go if we see fit, or we will answer them at the end of the webinar, or you get a personal phone call from me myself. You will get a webinar recording of this, and then an email of more product highlights, a little bit more about Western Marketing, who we are and what we do. That's here. So once again, really appreciate you guys hopping on the webinar today. Kemp, appreciate you as well. We've kind of become good friends here in the last few months, and I'm excited to kind of start plugging on Manhattan Life and why we want to be able to write them. Western Marketing has kind of been known as a Medicare shop and life and annuities and some of the underage products, but really you guys do kind of have products just about for any age range. It's fantastic. So with that, I'd like to kind of kick it off to you and let you talk a little bit about Manhattan Life, who you guys are, why people should write them, and then we'll kind of go back and forth here a little bit on some of the products. So appreciate your time, Kemp.
Yeah, great. Appreciate it, Andrew. It's been a pleasure working with Western Marketing. It's a very professional group of people, and that makes things always go a lot smoother. Manhattan has been in the life and health insurance business for 172 years, which I think is really important. They obviously are doing things right to have stayed in business that long. And they're privately held, which I think is a really good point to make. In my past history, I've been with stock held companies, publicly traded companies, and they tend to make decisions based on shareholder value. Whereas Manhattan being privately held, they make decisions based on what's best for the client. And the client is the policyholder and it's the agent. And so they are agent driven, and that's what makes me proud to represent them. As Andrew said, they offer a lot of different products. I specialize in the individual life and health products, but if you see other products that you're interested in, we can get you in touch with those people. And with that, I'll get into some of the different policies that they offer. Individual worksite, we offer that, and these are the products that are available. They're also available on the individual side too. And so I don't think I need to read all these to you, but you can pick up on there all the different options that they've got. And I think we'll dive a little bit deeper on the alternative to the ACA, which is the Affordable Choice Policy. So if we have time, I'd like to do that. And then Worksite Express, again, is another layer of products that Manhattan provides so you can be a full service shop. And then we go to voluntary benefits, and they offer lots of different products there to help you round out your portfolio. And then we get to the Advantage series, which is more group type products, for larger groups. So they offer some good stuff there. Annuities, I know how to spell it, but that's about where it ends. So if you're an annuity person, you can probably see something that might interest you there. I'm trying to go slow enough that you can see it, but at the same time, we can come back and dial into anything that you want. Andrew's familiar with it. The Lighthouse series is a suite of products that are designed for older individuals. You've got your Medicare supplement. Home health care is a great cross sell. It renews really well. Dental, vision, hearing. It's gotten to be a commodity. If you don't sell it to them, somebody else is going to. Cancer, heart attack, and stroke. I really like this because you can buy the cancer by itself or the heart attack by itself, or you can put them both together. Final expense, and then the accident guard is a great supplemental accident policy that we offer. And that was a brief overview, a 5-minute overview.
Yeah, if we can, I think you have a PowerPoint there, Kemp, that goes a little bit more into some of the affordable choice and then the out-of-pocket protection plan to kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
There's a few carriers that basically in the industry that kind of have a policy that is a supplemental to the ACA side of it, and it's more in a medical indemnity plan is the way I would label it as, which is a great alternative for some individuals, especially healthy individuals that don't want to have a large deductible or have a big monthly premium that's there as well, if they're not getting that subsidy through the ACA and things like that. So it's a robust plan. There's a lot of extra added benefits that you guys will have with this. So, Kemp's got the slide up there with the affordable choice per day and having 4 options. And when we quote this out, you'll see that you'll have the affordability for just about anybody. And it's still a heck of a dang good benefit. And I'll let Kemp kind of talk about this indemnity benefit for you guys with the affordable choice plan.
Yeah, thanks. The one of the keys to this policy, or really any policy with Manhattan, is they will take a tax identification number in lieu of a Social Security number. And so we have a lot of workers that, they don't have a Social Security number, so that still lets them entry into this market. The place I see this policy fitting a lot is, they're 60s, give or take a couple of years. They're just trying to get to Medicare. They don't want to pay $1,500 a month for a $5,000 deductible. They don't get a subsidy, and they just need something to get them there. We've got 4 different levels that you can choose from: the classic or the basic plan. I have some agents will supplement another policy with just this basic policy. But if you're trying to fit the needs with the pocketbook and that's all they can afford, that's better than nothing. The Elite and Elite Plus are kind of where the hammer is. They're really designed to cover hospital, surgery bill, or outpatient expenses. And it is an indemnity, so it's going to pay regardless of any other insurance. It's going to pay what it's going to pay, period. And I just highlighted a few benefits here. There's a lot more than what I've got listed, and we can go into detail if we have time on there. But it'll pay on the Elite Plus $6,000 a day every day they're in the hospital. There's a $3,000 admission benefit. It's not listed here, but it's in there, that it'll pay each time they're admitted into the hospital. If you go to the emergency room, urgent care, doctor's office, I really like this. $200 a visit, 10 days a year, 10 times a year is a different way of saying it. If you don't use all of those 10 days, 5 of them will carry over to next year. So if you didn't use all of them, you'd have 15 next year. So it usually seems like you have a good year or bad year, and that really helps with that. Covers on ambulance. It's a really good alternative. In addition to the actual benefits it's paying, they also give access to the First Health Network. So that will reprice the doctor and hospital claims significantly. And it's alive and well in your area. They do a good job. They have to have lab work done. They do it through Direct Labs. Again, it's a significant discount. Teladoc, it's a zero copay, unlimited visits. During COVID, that's gotten to be a pretty popular thing. Don't go to the doctor's office where everybody's sick. Just visit them over the laptop or your iPad. And then green imaging, if you have PET scans, MRIs, mammograms, any kind of imaging, if you go through them, again, I'm seeing significant savings, 50%, if you'll use it. They don't have to use it, but we would encourage them to, because their dollars stretch out a lot farther. And then they do have a prescription discount. So Health Advocate is a service that's set up if they had a major event. Let's just say they had pancreatic cancer. What do? You can contact these people and they can set up a second opinion for you, tell you what hospital has the best results, what doctor seems to have the best results. So these are all nice things that are included with the policy that enhances it, makes it go quite a bit farther. The out-of-pocket protection, I call this a deductible killer. It's a very good gap plan. It goes along with the affordable choice. It goes along with the major medical. It goes along with the ACA. And the way it works is you choose a benefit of 100 or 200 a day, and then the hospital admission benefit is the core benefit. You choose 2,500, 5,000, or 6,350. So when they get admitted into the hospital, that's what it would pay in addition to the per day. And then they throw in 2 office calls, 2 office visits. And these 3 benefits make up the base policy. They also have the outpatient surgery benefit that you can choose, and the accident rider is inexpensive and a good value for it. But being a gap plan, the premiums are pretty inexpensive on it, and it fits anywhere. It's an indemnity, so it pays regardless of other coverage. We have the accident policy, paid personal accident indemnity, and it's got 40 different benefits. Again, it's an indemnity, so it pays regardless. Gives them cash. They use the money however they see fit. They can do 24-hour coverage or just off the job only. The premiums are pretty close to the same, so I think I'd do 24-hour. I see a lot of seasonal workers, employers will take this out on them. The dental, vision, hearing, this is really a crowning point. It's guaranteed issue, ages 18 to 99. You've got no waiting periods on the dental services, and you've got a 3,000 max that you can pick. They have a network. It's the Carrington network, but it'll pay whether you go in network or out of network. It's going to pay either way. Again, if you use the network, it stretches the dollars out for you. And then orthodontia or braces is we will cover adults. Most policies that cover braces stop at 18. We'll cover if they're 99. It'll cover them. And the dental is the base policy, so you can buy it by itself. But you could buy the dental and vision. The vision's a rider. You can buy the dental and hearing because the hearing is a rider. Or you can buy all 3 together. And the prices are competitive on it, without a doubt. And that is the end of that PowerPoint. Andrew, where do you want to go from there?
Yeah, we can hop into the Manhattan Life portal just so we can kind of check and see where this is at and be able to see where you guys can quote and enroll individuals. And it's a pretty streamlined process that's there to be able to see the different products and be able to offer it to them, not to mention to be able to write that application also. So, I think, Kemp, you guys are the only ones that I know of that actually offer adult orthodontia, which is kind of a niche market. That's there. That's something that not everybody else has. Not to mention, it is like Kemp said, we have the DVH. So, you do have, it's a rider for the vision and hearing that's add on there, but it's good benefit as well. And being that you go in or out of network, especially where we're at here in Iowa, We got a lot of small local dentists in the rural area that really don't really work with any providers at all. It's a nice benefit to be able to have that and have the peace of mind that your client can go wherever they need to. Granted, it's a lot better savings if you do go in network, no matter which dental plan you have, because they have that pre-negotiated rate, and you can't get a jacked up uh, bill for a filling that's $300 because the dentist wants to charge more. So I was using that network is really important to do, and Carrington's good network provider.
Yeah.
Let's hop in there real quick into the Manhattan Life Direct 2.0 to be able to do
Okay.
a quick quote. Let's try to do somebody under age 65 so we can see those products. Really, all those are going to be available, even the senior products that are there as well. So if we did somebody maybe age 60.
Okay. Just hit get started.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put the zip code in there, put some basic information, and then it will bring up every policy that this person would qualify for. The effective date, it always defaults to the next day, but you can make it effective in a week or a month or 2 or 3 months, whatever date you want to make it effective. And then you just hit view products. And then it'll go through there and figure out, this is a 61-year-old, what I've got it figured at. These are all the
That's
products
fun.
that are available.
To do perfect. Yeah. So we got the 24-hour accident, the regular accident insurance, and you can see the premium difference really isn't much if you are selling accident plans.
Yeah.
Premium wise for you, but and it does default. So like click on the affordable choice that's there, Kemp.
Yep.
So we've got what I like about this is that you've got with just by plugging in their information, you got all the different levels, those 4 different levels that you have right then and there to be able to see the different plans. And then you do have the brochure off to the bottom right. So if you scroll down, and you'll have that in English and also in Spanish, which is super nice to be able to say, hey, well, what's this product about? If you don't know about it, or if your client wants to be able to see more, you have access to that brochure right then and there to be able to present to your client, which makes it super, super simple. Let's go ahead and scroll down again to the out-of-pocket protection plan.
Okay. So you can sell multiple policies with one application.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, right there. So you want to bring up the brochure?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up that brochure for the out-of-pocket protection plan, and then just show them that the difference that's there. So if you click on the $200 a day real quick before you click on that brochure.
Okay.
And then it will bring up all the riders that are available for you too. Excuse me.
So you choose that hospital admission benefit, whatever you want that to be. And then if you want to add this outpatient surgery or the accident rider, you just click the box and that adds it in there. Let's just pick 5,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the outpatient surgery rider is a little bit pricey.
Right.
To be honest, most of my agents and that we look at, we probably steer away from that unless they absolutely need it. But yeah, if you go ahead and pull up that brochure again real quick, Kemp.
The gap out of pocket.
Yeah, let's pull up the out of pocket real quick, and we'll just kind of double check that and go through. So like Kemp was saying, this is more of a plan if we're trying to be like a deductible buster for your ACA plans, or if you got a high out of pocket plan that's there, or sorry, high deductible type plan that's going to kind of match up with you. You got that 2,500, 5,000, or 6,350 that you can do, and it's really, really reasonably priced when we're looking at kind of a hospital indemnity benefit or admission benefit, and then adding a few of those riders on there for the ER as well. So makes it super simple.
Yeah.
For your clients to understand.
Yeah, it's a great benefit value, without a doubt. And like I said, it works with any insurance. So
Yep.
It's standalone indemnity product.
Let's see
So we're back.
here.
The premium for that out of pocket's $36.50 a month for a 61-year-old. So
Yep.
it's very well priced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's hop back real quick to the affordable choice. I know we're kind of jumping around here a little bit, but to hop into that brochure,
Uh-huh.
just because you did have the slide that you had up was kind of abbreviated a little
Right.
bit.
Right. Gives you some examples. Here's the actual benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we saw there, $6,000 a day, $3,000 to get admitted into the hospital. So actually the first day it pays $9,000. Every benefit pays in addition to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the strongest things in the policy is the surgery benefit. It's based on what Medicare is going to pay. Medicare every year puts out a schedule, and the doctors know what they're going to get paid ahead of time. On the Elite Plus, it's going to pay 3 times whatever Medicare would approve. That's strong. That's really
Yeah.
good. Even 2.5 times is really good. So anyway, depending on the client's needs in the pocketbook, that's how that's going to work. And then in addition to that, your anesthesiologist is going to be 25% of whatever the surgery benefit is, and an assistant surgeon is 20% of the surgery benefit. So those
Mm-hmm.
are appropriate amounts there. It covers surgery in or out of the hospital. So if you had outpatient surgery, you're not admitted in the hospital, so those wouldn't pay. But they have that ambulatory surgical benefit here. Just says if you use an outpatient facility, that's what they're going to pay the $3,000 in addition to the surgery benefit, and then in addition to the anesthesiologist if you have that. So it's covering anesthesiologists in or out of the hospital, surgery, the doctor office visits. We mentioned that $200 10 times a year. It's a calendar year, which is kind of different. January 1st to December 31st. So if your client buys it in June, let's say, they would have 10 days for up till December 31st, and then January 1st it starts over again. So depending on what time of year you buy it, you could end up in a lot better shape. Like I mentioned, you have 5 visits will roll over to the next year if you don't use them. And then here's what it pays on the outpatient lab and x-ray benefits. And again, if you use those networks that they've got, it'll really come in line with what they're paying. Prescriptions, $75, 10 times a year on the Elite Plus benefit. And allergy shots and immunizations, that seems to be a hot button for people with children. 10 for allergy shots, 25 for immunizations. Cancer, this is a strong benefit, pays up 40 days a year for chemo, radiation, $2,000 a day, 40 times. Covers a million per year, 5 million for lifetime. So it's got some horsepower to it. So
Yeah, that calendar year benefit, it could really work in your client's favor
yeah,
when we're looking at that, especially if they have something later on in the year. They're having, instead of just having a policy year benefit of $1 million or how much ever it might be, but that's kind of a niche aspect of it too as well.
yeah, yeah. You want to look at the rates?
Yeah, I think we can go back to the quoting software. I know we had a question about can we actually email a quote to somebody from that portal with Manhattan Life.
Yeah,
once you get in there.
yeah. You would hit settings, and then what you do is you set up a unique link to yourself. So it would be anyway. It just needs to be unique. Once you get that set up, you can go to the products list, pick which product that you're wanting to set up a link for, and then you could send that link to your client. They could self-enroll, and then hit send, and it'll automatically go into the company to to be underwritten.
Gotcha.
So
So I mean, to reiterate that, almost all the products that they have listed there, you guys can do self-enrollment links, or you have your personal URL where you can create and be able to put on a website, and then or you can send to your client. So it's
yeah,
pretty unique there.
yeah, yeah. So so anyway, we're back to the do a quote. I accidentally erased it, so I got to start over. But
Yep.
it's pretty quick. If you'd like, no. So, Edmond, Oklahoma is where I live, so now you know why that's showing up. And so here we're back, affordable choice for a 61-year-old. There's the rates. We could look at the home health care too. I don't know if that's of interest, or do you want to just go through an application?
I don't know if we need to go through an application. I know we had a couple questions that's there. If we, regarding the quote, that's like if you actually wanted to quote out, the affordable choice and send them a quote or a PDF of that. I'm not aware that you can actually send them a quote
Yeah, you
directly
can.
from this portal. It's just a link. So that was one question that was in there, and maybe something that we could bring back to the home office and see what we can't do to
Right.
maybe implement that.
Yeah, you can save this quote right here that we're doing, or if you
Mhm.
send them the link, it would send it with the application on there.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you don't have to save it, you close it.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, we've got a couple questions in here for you, Kemp, regarding the pre-existing conditions on the gap
Yeah.
and the affordable choice.
Yep.
So those, I'm
Pre-existings
trying to.
there's 12-month waiting period on pre-existings.
Mhm.
And let me
Yeah.
show you this. I came back to the dashboard where we started at, and whatever state you're selling in, you would go to product downloads, and it'll download a map of the United States. And whatever state you're selling in, that's what you click that, and it'll bring up every available product in that state that you're going to sell. Let's just stick with the affordable choice. Every product has an agent guide, which is really important because I'm going to click on it just so you can see it. And the agent guide, here's the table of content. It is written in a level, fifth grade should be able to pick this up and tell you what it says. But he goes through, the different plans, uninsurable conditions, completing the app, placement, how it's billed, underwriting height and weight charts, declines, list of medications for uninsurable. I mean, you should be able to look at this and it will tell you whether they're going to take it or not before you ever send it in. Now, that client doesn't always tell you everything, so there's always surprises sometimes there. But it's a 12-month waiting period if they do have a pre-existing. So, and they will, some conditions. I had a guy that, excuse me, he just had a back surgery, and he wanted the policy, didn't care about the back because it was covered at work. They issued him a policy with an elimination rider on the back. And so that's an option if that helps get the policy issued. So that
Absolutely. How do you treat maternity on this here, Kemp?
maternity is not covered unless it's a complication of pregnancy.
Okay.
So I think everybody knows what that is, but in case you don't, they're having a routine pregnancy, and then all of a sudden she goes into shock or whatever, and going to deliver the baby early, have to have a C-section, wasn't a planned thing. That's a complication of a pregnancy. So
Mhm.
that would be covered. Or if they had high blood pressure, there's different things like that. But for a routine pregnancy, that is not covered.
Absolutely.
So here's all the products, and like I said, everyone's got a guide to it. You know, you can do paper applications, and that's what's showing here. I wouldn't recommend it, but the e-app, it won't let you submit it unless it's filled out, and they can read the writing on the e-app. So one of my selling points on that e-app too is the signature, the client
Hmm.
signature. It all you have to do is enter the mother's maiden name, and that's it. The client doesn't have to respond to anything. They don't have to check a box. It's just you put the mother's maiden name, and that's it. So that cleans up the process really good.
Yeah, it makes it super simple for enrollment, not having to email or do anything
Yeah,
there. And then, like phone verification or not PHIs, they're not required upon initial with the affordable choice product, correct?
right. They'll do a
Yep.
background check, and if something looks fishy, they may write for medical records, but they can
Mhm.
do most of the background check electronically now.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're doing like a paper application or if you're listing your medications, just making sure that we explain what they're taking the medications for, how long, and then giving a good explanation that's there that helps with the underwriting process as well.
Oh, tremendously. It makes all the difference. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you want to get that baby issued
Yeah.
pretty quick.
I was just kind of slowly rolling through there. You can see the different
Mhm.
policies that are offered on an individual basis. The accident, out of pocket, home health care is a hot product, cancer, heart and stroke, dental vision, accident, critical illness. You got a couple different cancer policies, affordable choice. You pretty much got whatever they're going to need. You're going to have access to it. What about what else are
Absolutely.
we thinking?
Yeah, we've got people asking about the home health care product. If you want to
Yeah,
pull that up.
yeah, no, it's it's really getting a lot of activity right now.
Hmm.
Let's look. The biggest thing while I'm getting to it, the home health care, and like we talked about already, these are in Spanish. If you need, all the products are, but just click on the brochure. Is on here. There's two knockout questions, and that's it. They don't ask for medical history. They don't ask for prescriptions, tobacco, non-tobacco, male, female. Two knockout questions. And the first one is, are you currently receiving home health care benefits? Are you currently receiving home health care? And then the second one is, are you currently living in a nursing home or skilled nursing facility, assisted living? As long as you can say no to both of those questions, that policy is going to be issued. And then once they get issued, they're guaranteed renewable for life. Ages 55 to 85 are the ages they can buy it at. Once they get it, they can't be kicked out. I'm going to run through the benefits here. These are your home health care benefits. Pays up to 365 days for any of these licensed professionals in your state to come in and take care of you. The doctor signs off and says you need help with two of the activities of daily living. As long as he does that, you're going to be paid. You've got three levels: classic, premier, and deluxe. The deluxe, you'll see why when we look at the rates, is that's the way to go. But what it's saying here is it'll cover up to a maximum of $450 a day for all of these professionals to come in and take care of you. So how that would happen is, what if you had an RN, physical therapist, and speech pathologist come in one day, which would be unusual, but if they did, that would exceed the maximum $450. So it would pay the 450. Give you another example on this, on an RN. Let's say an RN comes to see you. The bills I see on that are normally $120. We would pay $200 each day that person came in, because it's an indemnity. It pays this regardless of Medicare. If they've got long-term care, it doesn't matter. We're going to pay that every day that they're charged it. And so 450 a day times 365 days, that's $164,000 worth of coverage that they're getting for home health care. And everybody I know is going to say, if you had a choice between being in a facility or staying at home to get better, they're going to want to stay at home, and they get better quicker that way. So this is your first bucket of money. And if you're fighting premium, the classic, 150 a day times 365 days, that's $54,750 worth of coverage. So it's nothing, it's no slouch, but for the premium, if you can get the deluxe, that's where they want to be. And let me describe it like this. You've got 3 buckets of money. You don't have to be hospitalized for these benefits to kick in. They're going to kick in when the doctor says you need help with 2 of the activities of daily living. That's what kicks it off, and you go on claim. Your second bucket of money would be the home health care aid. And so it pays in addition to the home health care people. This home health care aid is just somebody the agency sends out to cook, clean, run errands, something like that. On the deluxe plan, they'd pay $120 a day, up to 60 days. And this benefit does require a 3-day hospital confinement for this benefit to kick in. Again, no hospitalization required for the home health care services up here. But on the aid, you need it. And then you have the prescription benefit, where what it does, it reimburses $10 for each generic medication or $25 for a name brand, up to a maximum of $600 for the deluxe and premier, or up to $300 a year on the classic. The key to this benefit is they need to incur a penny or more of expense for us to reimburse. So example would be is if they were charged $4 for that generic medication, we would reimburse $10. If they had a 0 copay, they literally paid nothing, then we can't reimburse on something where they don't have any expense. So the drug benefit really sells the policy, because a 70-year-old, the premium on a deluxe is going to be about $500 a year. You have a restoration of benefits where this says if you go 6 months without having any home health care claims, that 365 will start over again. Your 365 days will go back to 0, meaning day 1 you would have coverage for 365 days. That's a really good benefit. One other point that I did skip back up here on these benefits, it'll cover 365 days. Usually people only come in every other day. So if it's every other day, that could stretch out to 2 years on there. So anyway, and then like I said, they go on claim in January for a heart event, use 2 months of it. They get discharged, they don't need them anymore. And then in November, they go back in again for a heart event or anything else. That 365 starts off brand new again. This is the rider that you can add to it. $200 a trip for an ambulance, and it's like $1 a month. So it's well worth the premium for it. I would encourage you to add it on there. And it could be from taken to the hospital back home, the hospital to the skilled nursing care, from their home to the hospital, 4 trips a year. And let's look at the rates real quick. Like there's the 70-year-old, $43 for the deluxe, which is about $500 a year. And now you know why I said, yeah, I would go with the deluxe, because there's only, $2.50 difference between the premier and deluxe. The classics, it's going to run about $300 a year, and you get $300 back on medication. Here, you're getting $500 a year in premium, and you're getting $600 back on medication. And there's the rider that you can add to it. Again, the reason to use the e-app is it figures all the premiums for you. You do not have to figure the premiums. So, but if you're doing a paper app, you would hand figure those rates. The $20 policy fee is baked into the premiums. You do not charge a policy fee for this. That causes confusion. I wish that wasn't there, but it is. And my only other point to make sure you understand is the premiums are attained age. So every 5 years, they go through an age bracket change. And when they change age brackets, the rates will go up as they get older. And other than that, they've had this product on the book since 2014, and they've never had an across the board rate increase. The only rate increase they've had is when they change age brackets. So really good
What
value
happens
for
when they
your
go
client.
above age 85 there, Kemp?
It
Does it
stays
go up
at that
again?
rate. Yeah, it
Stays at the
stays at,
128.52?
yeah, yeah. For however old they get.
Absolutely.
I call this
Sounds
policy
good.
a three-legged stool. It's good for the client, it's good for the agent, it's good for the company. Everybody wins on this one.
Thank you. That's a pretty darn good product for you, along with all the other ones that we have kind of going on today.
Yeah.
I think one of the last things that I would mention to y'all about Manhattan Life is that their contracting is completely online. Through a portal called Easy Appoint. So anybody that's not set up here today, I'm going to send you an email and you can request a contract with your marketer that's here, or be able to contact me whenever you guys get done if you need more information on that product or need contracting. It's really, really good for agencies too. I can log in the back end and help out with sending contracting for you as the agency owner, so you don't have to get all your downline set up. We can help you out, or you can handle it yourself as well by sending that through that Easy Appoint link. I think you guys had a little bit of issues in the last week, but I think you guys got everything ironed out, Kemp, and it's less than a 24-hour turnaround as long as you have all the documents and everything uploaded. So
Yeah.
which is an advantageous thing. Obviously, if you need to get set up and you have a client that you need to write, I mean, you could probably count on that if it's not a Friday at 4:00, you could probably write it by the next day. So makes it a little bit more beneficial there as well. I've got a question here about the Manhattan Life's Chairman's Club and President's Club. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, somebody knows about us, and I like that. they have an annual incentive trip, and I'll be your biggest cheerleader on that, because if I get people qualified, I get to go. So this year, the chairman's trip, and I got one guy that qualified for it, is to Rome. They'll be going in September to Rome.
Okay.
People qualify for that. And the President's Club is going to Punta Mita. It's a Four Seasons resort down in Mexico, and it's top notch. So the president always goes on these trips, and he spares no expense because he realizes without agents, he doesn't have a company. And so the people that qualify for that, and the contest runs from May 1st to April 30th every year. So we're getting ready to come up to the end of this incentive contest, but a brand new one will start May 1st. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. Kemp, do you got any? I don't have any other questions that are here. I'm going to put a slide up here to contact us here at Western Marketing.
All right.
Let me see. Probably.
Do I need to release it?
There you go. I think you're showing my screen with my picture on there now, Kemp. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah. That ugly picture.
Yeah, that ugly picture right there. So we've got a QR code. You can go ahead and just either put your phone up there and scan that. That'll bring you right to our contracting and contact us page. Otherwise, there's our phone number, the 800-852-7152. If you got questions about the product, want to run some illustrations, that's there, any more in-depth information that's there, we can definitely help you out. You will all get a email from me with a recording of this. It's going to be posted on our YouTube channel. And then you do have some handouts that are in the webinar system that I will include also. Really appreciate you guys hopping on the call today. I'm going to make sure that we don't have any other additional questions for Kemp or I. And if I didn't get your questions answered that's here, it was on purpose. I'm going to give you a personal phone call after this webinar as well. So Perfect.
Yep. Good.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're good. There's a couple questions that are lingering that's there, but like I said, I will reach out to you personally. We'll have some conversations about those regarding some of the dental and the commissions and things like that. So Kemp, always appreciate you, my friend, your class act, and look forward to trying to get some agents to write a little more business with Manhattan Life and trying out your guys' products. The e-application system's great. You've got some great support. I know we deal with Kemp's assistant there in the office, and she helps us out a ton. So we do have some good resources at the home office and Kemp as well if you guys need anything or have additional questions. So with that, Kemp, I appreciate you and appreciate everybody on the webinar today, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you.
Mhm.